All right, you guys, it's now 10 o'clock and we are out the front of the Disneyland Hotel, and I had a great scam to get a cheap drink, and that was to go to the hotel gift shop, their little 7-Eleven thing, and get one there. And they stung me for like $9 a beer. They saw me coming, Jason.
Yeah, it was like 16 something for 2 cans of Blue Moon.
But
it tastes great.
We got into Disneyland for free, so
we did.
So there we go.
Yeah,
I'm making money. Making
Star Wars, making money.
Where do we start?
Always be plugging.
Where do we start?
Well,
all right, I'll start when I went in.
Yeah.
Like, I lost control. I ran off on my group.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were pretty pumped, but I was like super pumped.
Yeah.
And I just like, as soon as I got in, I was just like screamed and ran. It was right.
Yeah. I there was like a moment where at the start where we kind of like first went over to the Kylo Ren side, to the First Order side.
We should point out to everyone, we were not we didn't see each other for like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Because we were in different...
But then everybody was gone, and we did like 4 hours of being together in 30 minutes.
Yes.
Right? I mean, that was what it was.
We did cram in a lot.
We did like the Falcon twice together. Yeah. Anyways, I went over to the side, and I was like, got my picture in front of the Kylo Ren ship and stuff like that, and started looking at stuff. And then I was just almost like paralysis by analysis, where I was just sitting there looking at the same thing kind of over and over, because you're just so used to that being it. Like, I was like, I could sit right here and this is good. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, we should move. We should go somewhere else.
We've got to stay on the move. The First Order's in the area.
Yeah. There was a little bit of that when I was there. I saw the black woman who's like the Resistance hero. I saw her come over to like the First Order side and like start some shit. She looks like kind of like a female Finn. She like the Resistance jacket and everything. I can't remember her name. She's gonna be in books and stuff though. She's gonna be like the main hero.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I saw her like come over there like twice. And like at one point, like Kylo Ren comes over and he like says he wants the whole area swept by stormtroopers, and he picked up he froze the Imperial commander, like a lady Imperial commander, and like he like froze her with the Force and like kind of like
really,
yeah, and then the hero's name I can't remember comes over. And then they didn't interact together, but stormtroopers started interacting and started filling the area, and she like ran away, like almost like a Jack Sparrow having to be on the run kind of thing.
Tell the story about the little kid.
Yeah, there was this like 2-year-old, probably like 2.5, and he had a lightsaber that he bought at the store. And 2 stormtroopers come over to him and start kind of like trying to harass him, and the kid gets like ready to fight him, and they go, "He knows of the old legends," and they took off running from him.
So good.
Yeah.
I don't like when you walk in. It does hit you that you're in Star. Like that was. Like, it was like, oh my God, I am in Star Wars. Like, I felt like I was on, like, Jakku or something like that. Like,
yeah, it was, like, so different than, like, Star Tours, where you go in and there's, like, a gimmick and then a gimmick and then a gimmick that continually entertains you.
Uh-huh.
There is, like, a spot where I was wondering myself, if you don't like Star Wars, is this the most boring place ever? Because if you do, it's rad. But if you just do not care about the Star Wars, like, aesthetic or design, or you're not in some way into role play, I wonder what it's going to be like for you.
Because there's just stuff everywhere, like just like broken, like just random, like broken down battle droids. Like
yeah, there was like when you go into one of the parts early on, and like towards the entrance that we went through anyway. There's some battle droids and like this like junkie, but the battle droid's head is cracked open, and you could see like all of the gears and like servos inside its head and stuff, which I just thought was like pretty rad.
I think I was over, like, because and we should point out that because it's not finished, like it's not in show mode, it's not in like Disney mode, so there's like platforms for like the media night, and like these like things that won't be there, like lights for the media night, and around the Falcon there was all things that were there for the media night, so it's not as like immersive as it will be on the 30th or the 31st, whenever it opens.
And the app interactive stuff isn't. We couldn't have our phones, so we couldn't do any of the app interactive stuff. So we couldn't have our watches on. So it literally was timeless because you couldn't tell what time it was.
Yeah, we had a digital watch with us, so
lucky.
we occasionally. But it was like we passed the time in line for the Falcon by talking about how we couldn't get our phones out.
What was your first Falcon line like long? Because mine was very long. Mine was almost an hour and a half, I'd say.
I think maybe I beat the rush on you.
Yeah.
It was like 30, 40 minutes maybe.
Okay, yeah. Mine was probably like 90 minutes.
It wasn't like two in the one place at the one time where you get bogged down.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, because you get up to the next bit and you look through the windows and... So yeah, the land and the craftsmanship, I was very impressed by. The merchandise, like the in-universe merchandise and a lot of the other like merch, I was just like, oh my God. Like, you know, like Celebration, they'll have like one or two like really good ideas.
Yeah.
There's like 300 really good ideas.
Oh yeah, no,
Like,
I mean...
like you can get like a plastic toy, like a life-size version of the Kenner Yoda's cane.
Yeah, they had Palpatine's cane, they had Yoda's cane, they had that Yoda's little necklace.
But Yoda's cane, it was only like $30. It was
yeah, the Palpatine one was $150.
That was like a proper cane.
Yeah, it was nice. I wanted to hit somebody with it.
You could get like Japor snippets.
That was only like $20-something too. That which was pretty good. Yeah.
You could get like the Resistance ring that opens up.
Yeah, I didn't see that actually. I wanted to see that. How much was that? You know?
Nah, I think it was like $50.
Okay.
But then there was like all these. There was this crazy good like
Oh, the Jyn Erso style toys. The wooden toys were just beautiful.
Yeah, I was like the Stormtrooper one's good. The other ones were just like teddy bears. Like they weren't.
I liked the wooden sandcrawler.
That's why I got the wooden sandcrawler.
Yeah, the wooden sandcrawler. Like there
Anyway,
was.
Yeah, the collectibles they're insane. Like you can get the Dejeric figures. There's 6 of those. You can get in 2 packs. The droids that you can build, that $100 thing, is insane.
Yeah. That was I wanted to get that for my son who couldn't go there today, and I started looking at it and I was like, this is so involved. Like you're able to pick like the personality chips and like the songs that it'll sing and all that.
Well, as I was going on about it there, like I can't believe they've made this whole new type of toy to sell in 2 places on the planet.
Yeah.
And
but they're going to sell a lot of it.
It's so elaborate. And then you can get all these different things to like, you can get like the jetpacks for R2, or you can get like the drink serving thing. So it's like a droid. There's like, you can get BB-8 or an R2, and they're about a foot tall.
Yeah.
And they're remote control, but you can buy customizable, like the blue panels on R2, you can get them in different colors.
Yep.
You can get all these weapon clip-ons. You can get different sound chips. So they've just made this crazy way for people to spend money, and so many people had those boxes.
Well, there was also things that like fans classically have made, like the Tuca dolls.
Yes,
and stuff like that, and like that's the kind of place where you can sell that, but where you really couldn't put a Tuca doll at Target and expect it not to just sit there.
Well, I always had the idea for the wooden old school style vehicles, and so there's like a sandcrawler made out of wood and it opens up, and there's 2 little these weird sort of nubby Jawas. So I was like, I have to get that. I so hope they continue it.
I think they will. I mean, well, obviously everyone who was there today was kind of the choir, so they were preaching to the choir, is what I mean to say. But that stuff sold. Like I bought this little music box that plays like the Imperial March, and when I first got there, the shelves were full of them. And at the end of the night, there was about 6 left on that shelf. They're probably like, I'd say 3 inches by 3 inches or something like that. They're like pretty tiny.
Yeah, little music box.
Yeah, it's very nice. But they sold a ton of it.
And then all the plush creatures were awesome for the merch.
The monkey and the porg were the 2, I think, highlights for me. They made what's a Kowakian lizard monkey, the Salacious B. Crumb style. They sold it in the Salacious B. Crumb colors, and then in like a kind of a tropical Hondo colors from the Clone Wars version. And he sits on your shoulder, and he has like 2 little pumps that go down, that go into your hand through your back, and when you hit him, like he'll turn his head and like move around. It looks like lifelike.
But the best bit in the creature shop, so there's all these little stalls, and when you're in the marketplace bit with the stalls, you just feel like you're in Star Wars.
Yeah, like that.
And
that,
with the vines over the top, like what are the reeds or whatever they're for?
It doesn't. It's so like a one-sided thing to say this, but I felt like I was looking at the Mando set, but everywhere. Because it was like that was like my impression because of looking at that set so often.
I kept expecting to see J.J. Abrams because it just looked like one of his sets. Like the best thing in the creature, maybe my favorite thing was in where they're selling all the Tauntaun toys and Porgs and that. In the story of Batuu, in the story of Star Wars, in Star Wars canon, they had just found a loth cat in the forest, and they were trying to get him well, and so he's in this little nest, and so it's an animatronic loth cat that's snoring, and he's got this little toy Porg that he plays, and like this guy came up that runs the store and started telling me about how he found the loth cat in the forest, and just started telling me this story, and I was asking questions, and I was just like, and they what's the saying? They say, "May the moon rise with you," or
ever said like the I wrote it down.
Okay.
Like something about the suns.
No, at night they say.
Oh, at night they say the moons. Yeah. One guy said it wrong and then started.
Jason has got this, like.
Oh, Kylo's wearing the wrong costume. I just want to note that.
Okay, good. Jason has got these notes that are just. The fact that he can realize what any of these words, they look like they are the notes of a madman. This is like this could be pentagrams on all over my wall.
Pushed up. What's pushed up? That's actually a push pop. Running really fast. The blue milk, the green milk, it's melted push pop, and it costs $8. Don't do it.
Yeah,
don't do it. Don't fall for it. But okay, wait, hold on. But go on while I look at this.
So the loth cat is there, like, and I didn't even realize it was a loth cat at start because it's like a real version of the animated thing from Rebels.
Yep.
And it's got crazy claws. It was so, I was so thrilled. Oh, what about that other thing that Dan showed us? There's a drinking fountain somewhere it's in the marketplace. And when you use the drinking fountain for long enough, there's like, you can see where the water comes down, and there's two drinking fountains. One of them's normal, and the other one, when you use the drinking fountain for long enough, a Diagnoga comes up the water pipe and sticks his head up and opens his giant eye. Like, to me, those things are the best things about the whole land. Just the little goofy things that, like...
Want to know what broke my heart about the land?
Oh, what?
When I was in the like antique shop, Logray's headdress was in there, and that only means one thing, man.
He got a new headdress! Yay!
Yeah, no, I don't think it's with us anymore.
Oh.
I think they ate him.
That shop, the antiquities shop that's run by the Ithorian.
That's my favorite part.
It's insane. There's just too much stuff to see in there, and the giant Ithorian it's just staggeringly good. Now,
yeah, he even stands up at one point. That's crazy.
We didn't get into the bar; it was too full.
We saw in there though. Looked okay.
But
can I my funny observation when I first walked in is that it looks like if everybody in a Star Wars movie, every extra was played by Josh Gad. Didn't it? Didn't it kind of look like that at times?
Now, the Falcon Ride, guys. Yeah. If you are the gunner, it's a decent ride.
Yeah, it's a pretty fun ride.
Right, so there's 3 positions you can be in. There's 6 people fit in the cockpit, right? And you know, if you've got an odd number, like if you've got 5 people, or they try to get other people in, but it doesn't always work. So if you're the gunner, it's a decent ride, right?
Yeah, it's pretty fun. And if you're the engineer,
and if you're the pilot,
okay,
it's a very fun.
It's very intense.
It's very like because you get to actually steer and feel the Falcon move, and if
Was it Bright Suns?
Yeah, something like that.
Bright Suns. That's what they kept saying.
Yeah, Bright Suns.
Like what?
So if you're a pilot, it's sick. If you're on the left-hand side, you get to go left to right. And if you're on the right-hand side, you get to go up and down, but you get to pull the hyperspace lever.
Yeah, and they called me side to side.
Yeah.
They called you up and down.
Whatever. But if you're the engineer, my personal thing is bitterly disappointing.
Well, I did one ride, like the one I did by myself, I ended up with one of the developers of the ride, and he was piloting, and he had been one of the test or a tester for 6 months. So like the flight was like pretty much flawless, and I was the engineer on that one. So I just almost sat there and just like watched it be pretty much perfect.
Yeah, because it's like a insane video game when you think of it, but then two people just like, you get to just I don't know, handle the brightness of the screen. Like,
yeah. You know, it was when you and I piloted together, it kind of tripped me out because like I could see like arrows where it was telling you where to go, but it was kind of throwing me because I'm only doing side to side, and it's like pointing like down left and like or down right.
I would see a pylon and I'm like, I wouldn't mind running into that. I just wanted to run into stuff when I was piloting for the fourth, in the fourth ride.
Yeah.
And so we did so badly that when we came out, all these red lights were on in the Falcon. And
in the hallway when we left the cockpit, there was like all this like destruction kind of going on with red lights and like, oh, stuff's not going well.
Which is amazing that they, like, it's so interactive like that. Like, that's such a cool little trick. And also, when we took off Batu at daytime, it was daytime.
Yep.
And then when we did it at nighttime, the footage changed to nighttime.
At nighttime, yeah.
Which was pretty sick.
Which is actually, like, when you get down to it, like, a pretty, like, video games do it, like, all the time now. But to have a ride do it, like, to have a ride take it into consideration, for some reason, is, like, revolutionary.
So I'm just perplexed at, like, I was engineer the first time, and I got off just like on, I don't really, like, the ride, I don't think it's that good.
Yeah. Yeah, it did, my first time I was a gunner, but the two people I were with were the engineers. One was like a small kid, and I think that worked out well. Like on that front.
Gunner's good because when you hit the gun, you see a laser come out of the Falcon, like, so it's like I'm having cause and effects. But when you're just like, these lights light up. So the thing is, right, so you're sitting like in the Falcon, and if you're the engineer, you're like one seat behind where there's actually seats in the Falcon. And you've got to do these lights on the side. So you're looking at the lights, and you're not really looking out the front of the ride. Like,
well, even the first time I did the gunner stuff, which is totally easy once you know how it works. But the first time I did it, I was like, I'm looking at the buttons that I'm supposed to be hitting, and not really understanding how do I see the screen. But then after that, you realize if you could do automatic or manual. In automatic, you just have to hit any of the lasers in time at the right moment to shoot to hit the target. But if you use manual, you have 3 buttons, and it's kind of like low, medium, and high, like of the angles. And the left gunner will shoot blue lasers, and the right gunner will shoot red lasers, so you can know which lasers are yours. And like, so once you kind of figure that out, you could actually get like a little bit more complex and pull off more targets and stuff like that.
Yeah, I just, like, when I'm the pilot, I'm like, that's such a good ride.
Yeah.
But like when I did when I was the engineer, I was like, I feel so let down. As
a game, it doesn't really offer very much.
But this is the thing I was thinking about. Like, you're here on a busy day, and you do 2 hours in the line or an hour and a half in the line, and then you get allocated engineer. It's like,
yeah.
Ugh.
But I will say though, like in like most families, if you had a family that was like of 6 people, there's going to be 2 of them that just aren't gamers, that isn't their thing, that's where they're gonna be okay. The problem is gonna be if the family doesn't like allocate the positions accordingly, I think.
Yeah, but if you're not in a family, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I just...
Oh no, I'm with you. Yeah, it is definitely like the
if I
engineer's pretty
waited
weak.
90 minutes with Jackie, and then we got with 4 other people, and we got the engineer cards,
Yeah.
I'd be like, oh...
Yeah, you have a pretty much a 2 out of 3 chance of getting one of the good positions, though.
The and we should say the walkway up into the Falcon is pretty good. I wouldn't say it's amazing.
Yeah, I would say it's like pretty immersive and pretty rad. Like there's like sabacc cards on tables and stuff like that, but there's like a droid in there and he just doesn't do anything.
But
And
the other thing is we don't know what's going to happen when it's... Because what Dan said, there's there's going to be like tons of stormtroopers like up on those gantries and stuff,
Right.
And so there's like they hadn't put the full sauce in at the end,
Right.
So we don't know if there's going to be people in there.
most of the story wasn't implemented today. It was like all of the side stuff for the most part.
Well, they just wanted to make sure the restaurant worked and the ride worked, and
I ate at the restaurant. The the standard restaurant was pretty good.
yeah, I had Ronto ribs.
Yeah, I had the shack, whatever, some kind of beef.
I can recommend the Ronto ribs, guys.
Yeah.
And then on...
I wanted to steal the fork, by the way. I didn't steal the fork, but I wanted to steal the fork.
Hey, we all have our desires.
It's like a sport from space.
And then in the queue, there's all these cargo things that have got barcodes or whatever, and then you can scan them on your app, and that'll add to your points. Because it is like this weird, if you want it to be, a giant role-playing game, because you get points on the Falcon, and then that goes onto your app. And then when you go somewhere, like if you go to the bar and when you scan in there, then the bartender says, oh, Hondo's pretty upset about the way you messed up that job, or Chewbacca's happy with how you pulled it off. Like, so all that's pretty good.
Yeah. Once the app is in play, you're gonna have like a different experience doing stuff all the time. That's what's gonna make it like a repeat experience, like kind of worth doing.
But the life-size Falcon is really good.
Oh yeah, it's incredible. It really is. Yeah.
It is. It is staggering to witness. Like all the shop bit is really good. Merch is good. The restaurants look good. The antiquity store is amazing. Like it was so like full on that I just wanted a quiet hour just to stare at the walls.
Yeah, it was weird. Like the antiquity store became probably my favorite thing there, or my favorite like place to be in the whole place. The like pet shop kind of thing was really good to buy stuff, and that the Aloth cat was rad, but I think there was supposed to be more stuff like from the film, like of that Loth cat quality when they originally talked about it and did like the original stuff, like where they revealed it. There would like it showed like porgs in cages and stuff, and it was a much different thing. It was still rad, but I that was the one thing I think that I expected to be different than what it was.
Yeah, but we did hear that over the next 6 months they are going to be adding like details and stuff like that. Just get it open, mate. Just get it open.
Oh, that guy is going to be the extra from all the Star Wars movies. Details, he's going to be there too.
Very satirical, very funny.
It was a callback. It's a comedy. We call that a callback.
Thank you. Excellent. What other things did I see that was cool? Oh, in the antiquity shop, they had a baby Sarlacc.
They also had a baby Dianoga.
Dude, let me just talk about the baby. So they had a Sarlacc in a little tank. Mm-hmm. And so it was like a little baby one, and it was like opening its mouth, and then you could see all its little belly it was growing. It was like the fact that someone conceived that and then built it so amazing. Like, I'm just impressed. Baby Sarlacc. Cute.
I saw Hera's Kalikiri thing from Rebels in there.
Oh, you could buy them.
Could you actually buy one?
Yeah, that was merch.
Oh, there was actually like a I don't know how it was the same thing, but there's one up top. like up on the top of the stuff that was rather big. But so yeah, so Hera's family's culture is for sale. I could have that. Like I said, Logray's headdress was in there. I saw Grievous's skull. Ezra's biker scout helmet was in there. I saw a bust of Yaddle. A golden Jar Jar was in there. Boosh, the helmet that Leia wears, was in there. What else did I see? Yeah, there was just like so much weird just like artifacts. And if you look there, like, oh, you know, that Star Wars character Amana Man, I think. Is it Amana Man or Amana Man? I can't remember. But that dude from Jabba's palace with like the staff with the skulls. Well, that staff is in there, but it's not his from Return of the Jedi. It has different skulls, but it was like 2 tubes and a Duros. So it was like Amana Man's cousin, but it killed 2 tubes.
Oh. And what about the Knights of Ren thing?
Oh yeah, everyone's been making kind of a stink over that prop in Dryden Voss's little art gallery
They
or
made
whatever.
a stink. They were just like,
Okay, not a stink. I
it
mean,
was just like, oh my god.
Oh, wow, not a stink.
Well, my thing, I was very excited about it, not because it was the same prop. I was just like, how did someone notice that?
Yeah. There was probably some prop builder, like sword guy, who was like, whoa. One of the things I saw in there too is on the right hand side above. What's Homeboy's name? The Hammerhead dude. It's like
Hammerhead?
the Hammerhead antique collector guy from Galaxy's Edge.
I don't know.
Right above him is a silver Mando helmet that looks just like the Mando from the new show. And I'm not sure if it's like slightly different or if it's like a slightly different variation of the helmet, but it looked like it might be the same helmet. But it was a silver Mando helmet, just like the one that is in the new show.
It's definitely missing the other ride.
Yeah. In terms of like, if we were a family from Australia flying over to the United States to go to there, it would be like, don't do it yet. I think. Wait.
Oh yeah, if you're making a special trip out here and you haven't booked yet, don't.
Yeah.
Wait for the other ride, because what I heard about it today was just like,
it was kind of surprising in a way how small it is. Once, like, we were very, very, very fortunate. Where at the end of the day, like, there was almost nobody there, and it was just like us getting on the Falcon Ride, kind of like as much as we could convince the friends we were with to do it again. And it was so easy, but we kind of like went through the whole thing. Like, we kind of like walked from end to end in like a good 6 or 7 minutes probably.
yeah.
It's actually like 15 acres is a big place, but when you have no people there, you realize how small and kind of and short you can do it.
Yeah, but a lot of that acreage is like, it's
not,
like
you can't
ride.
it.
Yeah,
it's ride, and then like there's this whole other like end of the thing that on the model that we saw back at D23 like last year or whatever. That was like this like forest, and it was supposed to have like enchanted stuff and like carvings on logs kids were gonna decipher and stuff. It's just trees. It's nothing right now. And the guy, I heard one of the developers or whatever, Imagineers or whatever they want to call it, their job is, and he's like, we just added this like at the last minute. So it was like clearly like they just had more important shit to get to.
They sold out at Celebration, but our Chicago Sports Reference t-shirt and hoodies are back in stock at merchostore.com. And this time we've done a premium run on Champion hoods and jerseys. And we haven't forgotten your legs, as this run includes Champion basketball shorts and Champion reverse weave sweatpants. The highest quality and so comfortable. Check it all out at merchostore.com. I think the first time I went in, I'm going to go on about this engineer thing. I'm not happy about it. But after I went on it the first time, my favorite bit of the Falcon Ride was just sitting in the lounge. Like, I liked the lounge room more than the ride.
Yeah.
Until I got to pilot you guys.
Well, it was funny. There was this moment where I'm like, Steele, did you know if you go over in that corner, I think if you hit that buttons, it makes all the lights go off in the Falcon or something.
Oh my God, Jason's like desperately trying to push all these buttons to make the lights go off.
But then the next time we go, it happens like like we saw it like twice.
Yeah, it's on a timer. And so that like all the lights go off in the Falcon and then someone has to run over and turn it on. So it's this little interactive.
Yeah, like thing, and then the cast members tell you that Hondo finds you every time that happens.
Oh.
He doesn't though. They just say that.
He might. The Hondo Anaka animatronic man is amazing.
The CGI Hondo is weird. Like,
Is that CGI or a guy in a mask?
I thought it was CGI.
I thought it was a guy in a mask.
Yeah. Either way, it was like because it was like on the screen.
Yeah, so there's like when you're walking in, sort of like if you've been to the Indiana Jones ride and what's that guy's name, Brody?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like going
Sala.
Sala. He's like, welcome. Oh yes, the amazing treasures. Like there's so Hondo Anako is that dude in this, and so there's an animatronic one of him, and he's like doing all these gestures. It's insane how good it is.
It's about 5,000 times better than the Indiana Jones from the Indiana Jones ride.
Yeah, but then when you're in the game or in the ride, he comes up on a screen talking to you, and he's in the cockpit of his ship, and you reckon he looked like a dude in a mask to me.
He could have been. I felt like it was I felt like it was an intense mocap, but we'll have to ask. Because it had like that filter, because like you were seeing it through like a screen, like a Star Wars view screen thing.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of like. But to me, it felt like how 3PO from Star Troopers 2 looked, where it was that really good mocap suit, and not like the. A lot of people don't know, but in the new Star Wars movie, 3PO, all CGI mostly. Homeboy only wore the hat sometimes.
Really?
Yeah. I've seen a lot of behind the scenes footage. Anthony Daniels wasn't in that full suit almost never. So, but that's where they are now. They don't have to do that.
So that photo with the umbrella, you calling BS?
No, I'm saying that's one of the days he had the fucking umbrella and the suit on.
What else is going on in there, Jason?
God, I mean, when I ate in that restaurant, I ate inside of one of those pods. That's the orange centers of the acts from Rogue One, which I don't know. I kind of like got like a cool, unique moment in the sense that there was this time between when my friend left and I hadn't found you yet, and I was just like, I had dinner by myself in that place, which was like a strange just kind of experience, and I got to like eavesdrop on developers talking about what they were doing and had done and stuff, and like their family wanting to steal the sporks too, and them telling them, don't steal the sporks. I'm not even kidding, that really happened. And yeah, it was just really, it was kind of, in a way, I get kind of embarrassed by role play. Like it kind of like, it's a weird line where I don't know where I like it and where I don't like it. I can't even tell you why I like it sometimes and then I don't at other times. Maybe it's just all me. But it was kind of rad because there was a time like when I was like walking down the street and the stormtroopers were like just walking around, like before I saw the little boy. The way that the cast members acted about the stormtroopers was actually like not bad. Like it was actually like kind of like, it was like that jerk in the neighborhood, and the way that they performed was good, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be, considering that these are employees of Disneyland, of a theme park, and not necessarily like actors.
The interactions with the stormtroopers, I had a very good time, them hassling me. And yeah, with the guy telling me about the Lothcat he caught, I give a big thumbs up to the role playing.
Yeah, that was. I didn't get that. I didn't get the Lothcat story, so that's kind of cool. Like you heard it, because now I know it.
And just, I think maybe the coolest thing is just wherever you look, in every nook and cranny, there's some weird, like an astromech getting used as a lantern. Like there was like a biker scout helmet getting used as some sort of like coffee.
Yeah, I thought it was
like a distillery. Like you know, if people are old and remember MASH and how they had that still in their tent where they'd make liquor, like it was like they had that in the like the, I don't know, the mechanics thing of of the Falcon Ride when you're going in the line, and they had like a biker scout helmet that was making some type of beverage that they'd repurposed.
I didn't want to be super like critical in the park where people were having fun and like where like people who made it were there. You know what I mean? Like insult them like right then. But I do have to say,
You're really growing up, Jason.
right? Saving it to do it in front of everyone later on. The building droid stuff was cool. I like the inside of it, like where you get to like K2SO parts, like not the K2SO guy, but like the Imperial droid version. Like his head was there. Like you
Oh yeah, on the wall, yeah.
I liked like all of that stuff. But then I also felt like that part was probably like the bigger letdown to me. When I was in there, I was like not really interested. It was like the build a droid thing in Star Tours area or the build a lightsaber area. Like it was very much for kids, which is great, fine. But that was the one place where I was just like, this isn't for me. Like I was in there and I saw the droids. I was like, cool. There's an R2D2. Seen that everywhere. I was like, I'm good. Like I'm a bit spoiled on the sense that I see R2D2s all the time in things and stuff. But that was the one place I thought was going to actually like look cooler. That was the one place inside that looked like Star Tours to me, but not like Galaxy's Edge.
Yeah, and because there was all the merch, there was all T-shirts and that hanging up, and what about? I didn't get to go because I can't. Apparently, so there's that lightsaber shop, but you can only go in there if you pre-buy a lightsaber. I don't know how long that's going to last for, but because when you buy the lightsaber, it's a show. So like
it's expensive, right? It's like $150 or something.
Yeah, but they like go through and help you build it, and it's like the guy's like, like this is the Jedi art, and like so it's like a real
it's an experience.
Yeah. Apparently it's really good, but
it's like medieval times meets Star Wars.
Yes. All right. So what merch did you get? Is there anything else we're going to talk? I feel like what's Kylo Ren's ship? I don't even understand how that works, like physically.
What do you mean?
Like where do people stand in it? Like the gangway.
Yeah.
And then there's like no.
Yeah, that it didn't really seem like it was to scale. Maybe.
It was like a mini rig of his ship.
Yeah. It looked a little bit like. It felt like you were supposed to it was supposed to be like further away than it ended up being. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe it was supposed to be like 30 feet further back, and then the scale would have had a forced perspective that would have been fine, but it was really rather close. But when we get the pictures back, we'll know if it works or not.
Yeah. And it just like on Kylo Ren's ship, like even on the lasers, there's like carbon scoring around where they've shot it before, and oh my god, there was a giant rip in the Falcon at the back where something could hit it. That was just sick.
Well, in line for the Falcon, there was just like one like pock mark where like a laser blast had hit randomly, but it was kind of cool because the wall had turned into like almost like a dark magma on it. That kind of stuff was neat.
In the Falcon, Porg's nests everywhere.
Yeah, but no porgs. But we did see a lady with the porgs.
There was a cast member that fully suckered me in. She had a net, and she's going, "Have you seen any porgs? I'm trying to catch them." And I was like, really? I got taken away with the magic. But her job is just to walk around with a net all day, pretending she's looking for porgs. She's bound to going crazy.
It did. I'm curious to see what it ends up being like when it's in full swing. I did feel like the First Order side was completely like developed, and the Resistance side there was really nothing there other than like you could buy an R2D2 in like a little forest.
Yeah, well, because the Rise of the Resistance ride, where we went, and so you can go out and get photos with an A-Wing, and we paid homage to the great lady
coming out of that cave. It was like a mean Wookiee. And then I did see Chewbacca when I was over there at one time, though. I walked over there and there was a giant, like a big dude dressed as Chewbacca.
I saw Chewbacca. I saw Rey. She was kicking around.
Yeah, I saw that Rey, and I thought it was just a person. I didn't even realize that was the character. Because she was like wearing her Force Awakens, and so was Kylo. They're both in like their Force Awakens clothes. See, I'm all on canon, baby.
Rey wasn't wearing her Force Awakens clothes.
Yes, she was. That was like TFA Rey.
No, it was like Last Jedi Rey, I was sure.
Really? I thought that was for. I
She had
remember.
the 3 knots at the back.
I thought if she was wearing that gray Jakku, or I mean gray tan Jakku outfit, not the gray.
She definitely was. I don't think she was in the Jakku outfit.
You know what? She was in the same. She was in the photo op costume, and so was Kyla. In the end, I'm pretty sure. We'll have to see if like when it opens up next week, what they're wearing.
We'll see. Well, they're gonna. Yeah. That doesn't mean. Yeah. I think they'll make changes and stuff as they go. But so pretty good. They need the other ride.
Yeah, for sure. The other ride not being there, it made it. I mean, I had a really good time. It was like a really good day. And if you were to go there and do that and do Disneyland, you would like totally get your money's worth. But if you were only going to do that and didn't care about anything about Disneyland and weren't interested in it, it would probably leave you a little bit like lackluster and feeling that vibe in the end, I think.
Yeah, and also like the intangible thing of it being fixed and open and everyone like you don't know what that's going to be like, sort of thing. Like I went to a Disneyland party in Tomorrowland and they didn't have the music on and it was just so. Yeah. It just felt like I was at a really good party, not at Disneyland sort of thing. But yeah, like the whole craftsmanship of the land is amazing. Just don't be the engineer, guys.
Yeah, but if you have a really good pilot and you want to just see the ride, I had a good engineer experience. I really, truly did. But my other time being engineer was lame. So I could definitely see somebody going there, though, and just having a bad experience from just losing the role of what would be the best thing to do on every like opportunity. Yeah. Like just having like not having enthusiastic cast members or not being the person who they talk to and getting the engineer on with really bad pilots. But I will say too on in terms of as a game, the engineers have the important task of hitting the button to pick up the coaxium. And if they don't do it, even if everybody's good, they don't pick it up, you won't get both of them. So like it is like there are crucial moments when you're the engineer that actually do matter and you actually doing.
Yeah, but that's for the team. The actual experience of the engineer is staring at a
sure.
like.
Oh, I'm not trying to say it's like a more involved or a good like position. It's the right field of it's like a baseball. It's the right field of Star Wars.
I don't get that reference.
In baseball, you play right field, but you suck like I did, and it's really boring, and you just sit out there looking at the sun, waiting until it's over.
Yeah. But yeah, so obviously a monumental achievement. I can't wait to see it in full swing once summer's over, and I might return, or I will return once summer's over.
Yeah, in a way we kind of, I mean, obviously we were super spoiled and we got to do everything really rad today, but when Rise of the Resistance opens up, we don't have to worry about the other hassle of the other stuff of making all of that happen either, so double lucky.
So, yeah, Galaxy's Edge, it's done, and it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing. I'm exhausted.
Yeah, me too.
Because we had to wait so long to get in, which is fine, because they had to like set it up and that. But I think I went on like 6 rides at Disneyland before we went in.
Yeah, you were like so happy in pictures on other rides, and you're all, I'm about to go on the Matterhorn, and I laughed. And you're all, what? Why are you laughing at me? And I'm like, because you're just having such a good fucking time, man.
Yeah, well, I've been to Disneyland like no more than 15 times.
Yeah. No, but I'm like the kind of person who's always early to things. So even though like I was like number 15 or whatever that day, and they were calling like number 6, I still had to be out there just like in case they call 5 in a row. So just me.
But yeah, super fun. Thanks to Dan for getting me in. Thanks to Comedy Film Nerds for also helping with the hookup. It's if you are in California, if you're in, Southern California, go now. Check it out. if you're traveling, definitely wait for the other one.
Yeah, definitely like wait until both rides are open. You have it'll make it a better time in general. Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, Jason. I don't know how we're star-crossed lovers.
We're destined to be together. Yeah, I told you I'd find you. I tried to sell you to Uncar. I went and had dinner without you. Thought I'd never gonna see that guy, but then I heard Jason.
All right, you guys. If you enjoyed the pod, share it around, write a sweet review, do all that good stuff, and may that force be with you. Oh wait, what's the thing?
I don't know. Happy Sons. What was it?
Rising Suns?
Two Suns?
Rising Suns?
Rising Suns. Yeah, it wasn't Rising Suns. That's like. It was like, I don't know. I can't remember what it was now.
Make sure you check out our one-on-one interviews with the cast and crew of The Rise of Skywalker. Also on YouTube in full is our late-night comedy Star Wars chat show recorded live in Chicago. Chock full with Star Wars insight and laughs. And if you're into audio podcasts, check out our blog pods from Star Wars Celebration that give you a fan's eye view of everything that went down in Chicago. And may that force be with you.